How you doing, sir? My name is Charles Schmidt. I wanted to just reach out to you personally. I just dropped my cell phone. Anyhow, I am a 36-year licensed dealer. I've actually owned 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships. And I kind of retired at the end of 2023, the beginning of 2024. What I mean by that is that I just sell repeats and referrals and sell most of my cars privately. But I have a dealership location in Northwest Indiana, Crown Point, where I live, full-time. And then we have a summer house here in Palm Springs, California. Our family does. So, we're not wealthy or anything. I'm just saying that we happen to have a house out here. So I, a couple years ago, put a building out here, and I come out here usually around December to about February, March, and then I go back to Chicago because of the weather. It's 8 degrees at home. The real reason I come out here, though, is these cars are incredible and they're rust-free. So that particular Jeep, I did buy from the second owner. I am not the second owner because I didn't transfer it into my name. So I want to be specific about that. That's why it's on a signed, notarized California bill of sale. Now, I could go over to the California BMV. There's 2 forms you fill out, and I could order and get a title in 2 to 4 weeks. A lot of people ask me why I didn't do that. Well, because I don't want to wait 2 to 4 weeks. It's $1,500. Let's just move on. I spent $1,500 in the last couple of weeks just in POR15. If you're familiar with what that is, I'm sure you are. It's that awesome rust encapsulator, but you only use it obviously when it's got scale. So the Jeep was covered in scale, and scale is just rust that comes off. It's not even rust. It didn't penetrate the metal at all. There's no corrosion. There's only one spot where I believe that you'll need to replace it: the center cross member underneath the frame, the very center cross member. There's 3 of them that go across this way. The frame goes this way, and they go this way. So the one right underneath where your ass would sit, I would replace that one. Those cross rails are probably about $80. And if someone knows how to do them, they're pretty easy. That's the only rust that I'm aware of. There's one teeny tiny hole in the driver's floor, but these Jeeps, as you know, had holes in the floors for drainage. And so it's a factory hole that's kind of opened up a little bit. Other than that, no, I didn't. There's no rust correction. I put elbow grease into it. I'm really good at paint correction and restoring paint. So the pink exterior that you originally see, that is actually the original single stage lacquer paint that has been sitting baking in the sun. And I thought it was primer when I first got involved in this truck a couple years ago. I thought that was primer. And as soon as I washed it with some Dawn dish detergent and some soap, the brown paint was right underneath. So it's taken me a long time, the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, to get it to have that paint come out. But it's coming out everywhere in a good way. And then I just 2K cleared it because I don't want it to get, I want it to stay shiny. So as it stands, the Jeep turns over, runs. I've not driven it more than a few feet, only because it doesn't have seats. But I have this factory seat rails. Everything on the inside and exterior of the Jeep has been protected, covered, either with POR15, 2K clear coat. After all of the waxing and all the polishing, it just needs 3. Here's the 4 things I would do. And if you're wondering why I haven't done it, it's because I don't want to spend any more money on it. I would put 4 new tires on it. They're 236, 235 a piece, the correct tires. I'd put the period correct tires on it. It needs a new battery. The battery that I have that's been in it just doesn't seem to keep a charge. The passenger side fuel tank has a crack in it, so I've capped it. I didn't remove it. The fuel tanks are 245 a piece, and they're easy to go in and out. The passenger side fuel tank works, but the fuel line needs replaced, so it leaks right to the carburetor. So the motor turns over and fires and runs great. We did a V8 tune-up this time last year. I put new plugs and wires on it. You can see there's a lot of new parts in that motor. But it's a Chevy 327 small block V8 with a Holley 4-barrel carburetor. No, I didn't do the the swap. That's how we got it. How we got it was that the original owner, she left it at our mechanic out here. He put a new starter on it, and she never paid for it. So anyhow, to conclude, it has the original Dana 18 transfer case platform. Has the original T90 Spicer 3-speed transmission. That's all original. Neck car's not been cut. It's not been torched. It's been repainted. You can see on the right rear there's a spot on the tub where you can see there's a hole where the putty came through. But that's about the only place I can really find any putty. There's a little bit on the inside of the fender wells in the back, on the exterior. I mean, a little bit of skim. But I'm going to tell you, there's not much of anything to worry about on that truck. Personally, I would just finish bringing the brown out of it. I'd put some period correct tires on it, or big wheels and tires, whatever you want. I'd get some new seats. The seats, I would put the tan seats in. The original seats are $250. So, $250, there's $500 for seats. Another $250, that's $500 for gas tanks, that's $1,000. And then, a battery and some other things. I just rather just give it away. When I say give it away, I paid $1,000 for it. At this point, I'd rather just sell it and move on, quite frankly. So that's the story. Here's my driver's license. This is my face. I own Performance Automotive in Crown Point, Indiana. Performance Automotive Group. It's a car dealership. I own Family First Foundation, which is a charitable nonprofit organization that we provide vehicles to veterans. Here's my driver's license, which I'll let you see it. Okay. I'm all over Facebook. I'm all over Marketplace. I'm all over YouTube. I'll send you links to all of my websites and stuff. And not all of them are cranking because I'm 55. As I said, I kind of retired. So it's hard to do all this work by yourself. But I am so visible, accessible. If you just typed in Charles James Schmidt, Crown Point, Indiana, I'd come right up. But I appreciate your concern about fraud because it's everywhere. It sucks. I got put together last year on an old Mercedes I bought, and the guy never, ever, ever sent me all the parts. So I get it. That's why I'm calling you and want to give you all this information. So if you want to pay me through Zelle, that's how I would prefer it. And we could put a bill of sale in writing. Sorry, I'm reading my mother's text message. We could put a bill of sale in writing, and if you want to pay for transportation, great. Whatever works. Let's just make this easy. All right? I don't know what else to offer other than just all of my information, transparency, and who I am. And you've got my addresses. My address out here in California is, I live on 2530 East Miramonte Circle, Palm Springs 92264. I live in the neighborhood called Canyon Sands, which is right across the street here in downtown Palm Springs. I live a mile from the airport. So look, I got nothing to hide. You just let me know what you want to do and we'll figure it out, okay? Thank you very much. I'm Charles Schmidt, and I'll be home a little bit. If you want, I'll do another walk-around video of the Jeep. Thank you. Let me know if you need anything. 219-240-9555.